Let me show you a cool new website that I found. Um, it will organize your um, screen, and I could see lots of uses for this in elementary, in the secondary. I could see it also, but let me show you what it does. So this right here would be your screen that you would have up on your showing from your projector that the students could see. And then we can organize things on here. So we want dice because we want to be able to generate random numbers. We can have one dice that rolls. We can roll two dice. We can roll three dice. And then we can move it wherever we need to move it to. We have a sound level. So this will tell you what level your class is at. You can adjust the sensitivity so that it can be adjusted there, whatever the noise max is that you want. And then if they get that noise over that, then it'll make an alarm. It'll make a sound. So we can have that one on there too. We can move it over here. We have media. I'll come back to that. QR code. If you have a QR code that the students could scan, and then they can go to wherever they want. Draw. This is just a blank whiteboard. If you have this on your screen and you have a smart board, then you can just draw with it. You can erase. You can do whatever. The other nice thing is that you can make it full screen, and so now you can draw wherever you want to draw. You can write things up here, however you want to do that. We're going to erase it. We're going to go back, shrink it down, and then we can move that wherever we want to on our screen. You can have text, so you can have directions up there. You can have multiple different things that you can text. Work symbols. So I've seen in classrooms where they have, oh, right now we're at voice level 1, we're at 2, we're at 3. So you've got silent, you've got whisper, you've got ask your neighbor, and you've got work together. And so you can kind of scroll through those and show them what you should be at for that activity that you're doing. I'll move that over here. Traffic light. This just has a traffic light. Where are we at? Are we at stop, yellow, green? There's a few different functions you could do with that. We have a timer. So now we can set our classroom time for, oh, you have 4 minutes to work on this. You hit play. You can customize the sounds that it'll have. Once you have it going, oh, I want to pause it and reset it. So there's a timer there, and so we can put that here. You have a stopwatch, and you have a clock. And the nice thing about this is that for those younger grades, here's the analog, here's the digital, so they can see that there's that correlation, and then you have the calendar. So these are just the features on this one. One other one, I guess, is we have random names. So you can put a list in here, and then you can choose, and it can be your random, you're using popsicle sticks or whatever you used to use. The other thing that you can do is you can create a group maker. And I really like this because as I type in names, there's my names there. I hit next. I create groups, how big I want my groups to be. Let's say I create it here. It'll generate my groups. Now, let's say that Carrie has a really hard time being in the same group as Steve. And so I'm going to do this, and it says I don't want Carrie and Steve to be in the same group. And so now I create groups, and there we go. Here's Steve over here, and here's Carrie over here, so they won't ever be in the same group. You can do multiple. I know that Jeremy has a really hard time working with Dave and Jerry. And so now I can create groups, and so then you can set it up that way. It'll randomize those groups. You can adjust how many groups you want. You can adjust the size of the groups. So here we go again. Okay, so that's another option you have. And then the last option that you have is we're going to create a poll. And we're going to open that. And so we're going to do smileys. And what do you think of today's lesson? We'll just leave it. We'll leave it here. and then they can come up and they can choose. We were here, or we were here, or I have 2 votes for this one, I have 3 votes for this one, and so they can come up and do that. So now what I can do is I can scroll through my screens. I can say, oh, here's my whiteboard. The other thing with this first screen that you can do is with your media, you can put in a YouTube video so that you can save it for later. You can upload an image if you're going to talk about that, or if you have a PDF or whatever you want to do. And then the other thing you can do is we're going to put in any website we want in here. So we'll do this one and open website, and then I put in an Earpod here, and so then I could have that ready for the students to interact with, so that I know that it's there. I can also put it in, if I have Google Slides, I can embed a Google Slides in there and then make it full screen so that my lesson is ready to go and ready to present. So this is my home screen. I can have it up there. I can have the students see what is going to be happening today. I can have a calendar on there so we can talk about, oh, today is June 2nd and how to write that, or however we want to have that on there. And so there's a free version, and so there's different things that you can do with each one of those. So just a cool little tool that I found, and hopefully it's something you might be able to use.